Profitable greetings to each of you. Another video with examples of successful and unsuccessful trading. Friends, we want to show you the realities of trading and how we personally managed to raise cash in this difficult matter. In today's video we'll analyze the transactions I made and what the result was. So sit back, get ready to soak up some good content, like this video in advance, check your subscription, and after all, I remind you of our goal of 300,000 subscribers, and let's get started. So today we're trading in the British pound and USD currency pair. I am preparing this currency pair on the broker. On the platform this currency pair is already prepared, and I immediately also determined the budget for this trade. And let's move on to technical analysis. With the help of a trend line, we determine the trend of the chart. We see here the rise of the price on the minute time frame, and let's switch to the 5-minute time frame in order to make sure our opinion is correct. And what we see here is that initially the price dropped down. The price was traded in a flat a little, then it rebounded from the support level to the resistance level, and the sideways movement continued. At this level the price gradually rose up, that is, the highs and lows increased, before it, nevertheless, went up. That is, to break through, the price went for a correction, reached the support level, and accordingly we had a hard pump up, which is where we are now. This pump once again came from the support level, and what conclusion can we draw from this with you? Now we have an uptrend, we are convicted of this with 100% probability. We return to the minute time frame in order to decide which deal we will open. Now we are going down in price, but I think that we will follow the trend, because it seems to me that right now the price is rushing up. Let's open a short trade for an increase, and I think this will be a good trade. As I said, the trade will be short, and therefore even 1 minute bullish candle will be enough for us to take our profit. Our goal is for the chart line to be higher than the open trade. And what do we see now? A slight growth has already begun, and based on this, if the growth continues further, we will be able to take our profit and fix the first successful transaction for today. Well, in fact, I have already taken the first profit from a short transaction. This will set us in the mood for further actions. So now let's switch to another currency in order to also trade on it. This is our currency pair Euro and USD. Let's immediately switch to the 5-minute time frame in order to check the trend of the movement. Again, in this video we start directly from the trend of the chart from its movement. An important area in this graph immediately catches my eye. Let me show it to you with the help of horizontal line. In order to find out what vector it is moving on, I have determined the zone that, it seems to me, matters directly this currency. We see that it is both resistance to the price and its support. That is, now this zone was broken through, the price went up and then returned to it, and this zone again, as I said, became support, and after that another growth. I think that now the scenario will repeat itself from this zone. There will be a push up, it's already beginning, and therefore we can try to make a short transaction in the Euro and USD currency pair, to increase of course. Let's try to do this. Now I will prepare a currency pair on the broker. We will also increase the amount of the transaction. Unfortunately, we entered it too late, the growth has already begun, and I suggest to wait a bit so that the price now corrects slightly down, and we could enter into a deal. If we had entered a little earlier, we would have been able to take our profit by now. Let's open a trade now and then we will see what happens. According to my logic, from the level of support that we immediately identified with you, we had several confirmations here. The price should now win back the predicted scenario and prevent it from breaking through this zone. Of course, I think that maybe we won't succeed now, because the deal has already started with a downward jump. Again, the trade is short, so we may lose money in the long run. Perhaps it will be possible to overlap, increase the amount by 2.5 times and open another trade, but I remind you that the trade is short, the risks are already large, so I won't do this. So the expected rise up has begun, and I think that we could also close this deal in plus. Yeah, the line that I outlined earlier should work out, and I think that we will succeed. Before I show you the result of this deal, let's take a commercial break. Friends, I won't get tired of repeating about our incredible products, and this is, as always, our Unique Scalper bot, a robot that works on several brokers, a robot that makes more than 100 predictions every day, a robot that will become our reliable indicator during decision making. If you want to see a video about how I trade with this robot, be sure to click like under this video and write about it in comments. We read them all. Unfortunately, my forecast was not justified. At the end of the chart decided to go down and close our trade in the red. I don't like it at all, because a result of this trading session will find ourselves in the red. Of course, this matter needs to be corrected, so I plan to work with this currency pair again. I realized what a mistake I made. I'm still confident that the line you and I identified earlier is still going to work. It's just that my mistake is that I entered a short-term trade, so right now I'm betting $600 long-term for 5 minutes up. I think that just in this case, our zone which we previously identified with you will work out the scenario we need, and we will take profit from this transaction. Let's demonstrate our logic again. We have a certain support zone on the 5-minute time frame. Now we can clearly see it ourselves, as the price is already trying to push off from it. We will rise to the top and we will take our profit from the transaction. Let's use the magic of editing. I will speed up the video so that you can see the result. Profit didn't take long time to wait, and as a result of this transaction and the whole trading session, we remain in the black. So let's stop here and summarize today's video. The main message of this video is the following. Firstly, you see that I had a negative trade. Of course, as soon as you see a minus in your trading, you don't need to succumb to emotions and try to recoup without having real indicators. In this case, I just saw that we have a certain zone about which the price has already started to push, and my initial mistake was that I opened a short trade, which as a result didn't win back the scenario we needed. But as soon as I entered the long term, I got into a very successful movement and took my profit from this long term trade. Be sure to keep this in the mind when trading. I hope you found this video helpful. So that's all for today. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and make crazy profits together with the Scalper bot.